Let me tell you why I didn't finish Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Just so you know, I'm going off of my memories of trying to read it when I was in fourth grade, which was a while back, more than 20 years ago. It seemed like every other kid was reading the series. My sister really liked it, and I had liked the first two movies. I didn't like Prisoner of Azkaban much. I thought it was kind of boring. Oh, there's a funny story I have about Prisoner of Azkaban. So, Prisoner of Azkaban, the movie, came out around the same time as Garfield, the movie. I asked my mom if we could see Garfield, and she said yes. And my sister said she wanted to go to Harry Potter 3. Now, my mom would only take us to one or the other, and she said to my sister, "We always see the movies you want to see. Your brother doesn't ask to go to movies that often." So that was that. We saw Garfield. And I still feel kind of bad about that because while I did want to see Garfield, I know I didn't want to see it as much as my sister wanted to see Harry Potter 3. And I know a lot of Harry Potter fans consider that the best of the movies. But anyway, because the movies were so popular, and because I did like the first two movies, I thought I ought to give Sorcerer's Stone a shot. If I remember correctly, I gave up in the chapter where Harry, Ron, and Hermione have detention in the Forbidden Forest. And you know what? I got a copy of the book, and I found out that that chapter is pretty far into the book. The book has 17 chapters, and that's chapter 15. But even though I made it that far, I still decided to abandon it at that point. There were a few reasons why. The first was, and this is going to sound dumb, but I hope you won't think too harshly of me, considering I was 8 years old. The first reason was that I was thrown off by the differences between the book and the movie. Whenever something happened in the book that wasn't in the movie, I was just like, what the heck's going on here? Like when Harry meets Draco Malfoy in Diagon Alley, or when Harry, Ron, and Hermione give the baby dragon to Ron's older brother. The second reason was I knew the sequels got really long, and I thought, even if I finish this book, which I'm not really into, could I get through those massive sequels? Probably not. And the third reason was, and this is the biggest one, I've just never been a fantasy guy. I've always been more into science fiction. You can't help what activates those particular neurons in your brain that make you go, this is so cool. For me, laser guns and robots and spaceships do it better than magic wands and dragons and flying broomsticks. I have a theory that this might be because Jurassic Park was a movie I saw a million times when I was even younger. Maybe it had an influence on my genre preferences. Maybe. I'm not sure. But actually, the book that would become my Harry Potter, not the first book I enjoyed, but the first book that compelled me to zoom right through it, was a science fiction book. I'll just tell you what it was. Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve. I won't say more about it here. It deserves its own video. But to come back to Harry Potter, someday I'm gonna have to read the whole series just to see what all the fuss was about. Or is about. I know it's still incredibly popular. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a nice day.